Buzz Baker with us. Dave Baker, you see him on the SEC Network for years, WKYT, sportscaster, Kentucky Sports Network. He knows it up there, man, and he is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. You get to miss Dunaway today, Buzz. He's out losing all his money in Vegas. I hope you're doing well.
What is he doing in Vegas?
Losing all his money.
Oh, my gosh. Did he really go out there like a lot of folks do for the NCAA Tournament weekend?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Buzz. He went for 5 nights, and if you go 5 nights, you're not doing it right. It's impossible to go to Las Vegas for 5 nights.
Right. That's why they got those big buildings, right? I mean, here's the other thing, too. I don't know if you guys know this. Do you know what the other big thing is during the NCAA Tournament?
Do not know. What is it?
Biggest time of the year for guys to get vasectomies.
Yep. We've talked about it. Lance did it, didn't you, Lance?
Yeah. No, I did it during football season. But, yeah, this is the big time.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because you just, you get the procedure and you sit around with that bag of peas on your lap, and that's all you can do, right?
That's all you can do.
Hey, Buzz, it's hard to believe it's been 7 years. Look, and I know they just don't, just fall out of the sky, but it's been 7 years since Cal's been to a Final Four. And he's had some really good teams. And you go back to, some teams where, the tournament was canceled in 1920. Yep. That was a really good team. You go back to that Elite 8 team in 2018, 2019, the one in 16, 17. I mean, he's been really close. But this seems like one of those years, Buzz, where everybody's talking about Kentucky not only can get back to a Final Four in New Orleans, there's an opportunity to win another national championship.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be the 10-year anniversary of the one down there, and you talked about those near misses, but then there are the other ones. You've got they ended up changing the rules where you could review a shot clock violation because of that Wisconsin shot. In the Final Four, which might have gotten them another. But, I think there was a lot of retooling that had to take place. And with COVID and everything, I've always thought that the one and done was awfully difficult to do anyway. But then when you put in COVID restrictions and all that stuff, it's just about impossible. But I think what he's done this year is he's probably changed the way he's going to recruit forever. Because you go and get experienced guys out of the portal, and you really don't have to recruit anymore. I mean, you might get a guy or so like Ty Washington, right? But I mean, now it's not going to be recruiting. You're going to find a guy that you want, and you're just going to have your people go and see who can put together the best NIL deal. It's going to be kind of like NBA free agency, right?
What is the temperature of the Big Blue Nation going into this, Buzz? Is it an optimistic feeling that this can be a championship team?
I think it is optimistic. I think that, one of the things that Eddie Sutton said when he was here, he always said, if it's a 7-game tournament or 7-game series, most of the time the best team's going to win. But I mean, you can kind of throw that out in a 1-game tournament, and you might get a bad matchup. You might have a bad night. Kentucky has been really consistent. I mean, they have not gotten blown out of a game all year, except for the game at Tennessee. And, but then they did that, and then the Vols got them again in the tournament. There's something they haven't figured out there yet. But credit what Rick Barnes has done. I mean, they got smoked up here in Lexington, and since then they've won, 16 out of 17 or something like that? And, I mean, they look like they're the real deal, too. So I think fans are hopeful. Usually Kentucky's favorite whine is the NCAA got us again, but nobody's really complaining about the bracket. It looks like it's manageable, and so I think everybody is hopeful and excited to get back out on the road.
Now we all know how good Oscar Tshiebwe is, but outside of Tshiebwe, could we make an argument that Kellen Grady most important player in this tournament?
No question. Well, I'll give you 2. I understand what you're saying because Grady has been in a shooting slump, and it's interesting. And Cal's not a guy that calls a lot of plays, but I think you got to, just like Oscar, you got to get him some touches early. You got to try to do everything you can to get him some good looks early. But the guy for me all season long that has been the key is Keon Brooks. If you go back and look at the games where he has performed well, it just opens up so many different things for so many different players. He's a guy that when he is active and when he is when he's what I call the good Keon Brooks. I mean, he gets rebounds. He is able to create matchup problems inside. When he's the bad Keon Brooks, he's out there trying to show people that he can shoot an NBA three-pointer. And Brooks, I don't know if physically he could play in the Southeastern Conference as a defensive back, but mentally he could, because it doesn't make any difference whether the last shot went in or was an air ball. He forgets about it and goes on to the next one. So I think he's a guy that is as much of a key as Grady, but that's a good call on your part.
Dave, Buzz Baker is with us. You've seen Buzz for years on the SEC Network, WKYT there in Kentucky, and the UK Sports Network at Buzz Baker on Twitter if you want to follow him there. And he is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. There are a lot of people, Buzz, who are in love with this Tennessee team. You've seen them. Rick Barnes is a guy, he knows his way to the Final Four. He knows his way around the tournament. He's done it a lot. Are you a Tennessee believer?
Oh yeah, I got him in my Final Four. I think they're just really, really solid. And Vescovi creates a lot of problems for folks. Fulkerson, nobody in the tournament's got any more experience than him, right? He's like in his 11th year in the league or something like that. And those guys just all understand their roles. I'll tell you this too now. They may have the two best guards. They may have two of the best guards in the country. Those guards are really good. And the little guy is a Xavier Wheeler with a jump shot. And they play hard. And Rick doesn't try to reinvent the wheel with what they're doing. And again, he's got an experience, a combination of youth and experience. And it's kind of like he just plugs them in and lets them go play. And they have been ultra impressive down the stretch. There are a lot of people that say, Kentucky went to Kansas and beat the Jayhawks in their building by 20 plus. So they're saying like, well, how can Kansas be a number one over Kentucky? Well, you could say the same thing if you're from Tennessee after Tennessee beat Kentucky twice and then in the tournament as to why the Vols weren't seated higher than the Cats. But I don't think that or their individual draw had a negative impact on either team.
Guard play has been the strength for Tennessee. It's been a little shaky as of late for Bruce Pearl and Auburn, and they've got a great front court, we know, with Kessler and Jabari Smith. But Auburn starts 22-1. They're 5-4 in their last 9. Where are you on Auburn going into this tournament?
Not as much of a believer. I wonder if people are starting to figure them out a little bit. They might very well be a team that gets re-energized as you get into the tournament. The last two times that Kentucky has won a national championship, I think they have not won the SEC tournament. Obviously, still an awful lot of talent there, but I think it'll be interesting to see what happens to them down the stretch. And I'm just not sure that they can put a big run together.
All right, go follow Buzz on Twitter at Buzz Baker, WKYT there in Lexington. Enjoy the tournament, Buzz. It is always fun talking with you.
Great talking to you as well, but I will say I think UAB can win a couple games. Don't sleep on the Blazers.
Whoa! A couple? So you think Houston and Illinois a possibility for them, assuming Illinois advances?
And Andy Kennedy, I believe.
Wow, well, that's huge.
There's always somebody, right?
Huh?
There's
That's
always
right.
somebody. Sister Jean ain't walking through that door.
Thank you, Buzz. We'll see you. Dave Baker on
Have
the
a great day,
Johnston RV Center. YouTube, buddy, on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.